rate hike happens, do you think there will be ramifications for, what ramifications will they have on the Chinese economy?
Well, I think that, stepping back, obviously the Chinese economy has been slowing. Precisely how much is hard to determine, and I think that's one of the challenges that we face. But we're looking forward to working with our counterparts in China as they come to visit over the next week to talk with them about what exactly is are their goals and objectives going forward. One of the challenges, the United States and China have a very much, our two economies are intertwined and interdependent. And one of the, China has done an amazing job over the last 30 years of bringing 600 million people out of poverty and growing their economy. But now, as you see it slowing, it's really important that China recommits to the type of market reforms that it had expressed in the third and the fourth plenum. And that's a lot of what we want to have, talk with the Chinese about when they come to visit.
Vice Premier Wang Guan likes to call this bilateral economic relationship the anchor of bilateral ties. How would you characterize it?
Our economic relationships as the number 1 and 2 largest economies in the world is absolutely intertwined. We represent 35% of the together 35% of the world's GDP and 1.6 million people on the earth. So we have a collective responsibility as we determine the future of our own economies to the rest of the world. And, I think that the volatility that we've seen most recently out of China is a challenge for the rest of the world. And one of the things that President Obama has talked about with President Xi is about the responsibility that comes with having the power of being the second largest economy in the world, and that it's time for China to really live up to its and recommit itself to the kind of reforms that were expressed in terms of commitment to the market playing a more dominant role, commitments to rule of law, as opposed to being focused on trying to export excess capacity or stealing intellectual property. Those are behaviors that are not going to be able to, the world can't absorb China's additional capacity. And so it's important that China work, and we as China's partners, since we are anchor relationships, want to work with China to see you grow your domestic economy and grow your domestic consumption, because that will not only be good for China, but that'll be good for the world's economy.